This is an event recap for my 1-pound ant-weight combat robot, Hammerhead. Hammerhead has been featured on this channel before. It's a 2-wheel drive undercutter spinner with a sort of hammerhead shark shape. There's been a few major changes to Hammerhead since the last time I showcased it on this channel. For one, the standoff at the back has been changed to no longer allow forks to be mounted to it, but in exchange, the back standoff is much thicker and much more durable. The weapon blade is new, which gives me a couple more millimeters of reach, but it has gone down to only 87 grams, but this extra weight means that I can run both 1.5 millimeter top plates, making the mounting for the weapon much better. The back standoff now has a much longer hook shape at the top. This makes it so the weapon can hit at a reasonable height when I'm upside down. This longer hook also allows for self-righting when my drive is working, so I can just flip back over if I have the weapon turned off. Lastly, I'm running bolts all the way through my frame with a nut on the top plate, which should stop the top plate from coming off like it did at the last event. Also, I'm finally back and fighting at the Saskatoon Kilobots arena instead of the Calgary one. This arena is virtually the same as Calgary, just with some different paint jobs on the floor, except it also features a spinning hazard in each corner. The first fight of the day was against Thwack, a Fingertech Viper kit with a tail spinner add-on. The goal for this fight was to avoid taking hits on my wheels and attempt to go weapon on weapon.
2, 1, fight. Thwack attacks the arena hazard first. Tanks a hit, but is unable to swing around fast because both are thrown apart. The undercutter doing what it's supposed to do and cutting the wheels from under Thwack. A lot of sparks. Oh, close to the edge, but not out. Back in it. Oh no! Thwack knocked out by slamming hard into our purple Sask Polytech sponsored arena hazard.
So that fight went pretty well. I was landing hits on his weapon, and Thwack eventually ran into the hazard, which knocked him out the push-out. My second fight is against Slice. I was really worried going into this fight because Slice could likely cripple Hammerhead with a single good hit to the back standoff or wheels. My only hope was to go directly head-on and outreach Slice or try and pick shots on the wheels.
3, 2, 1, fight. Weapons are go. Could be very fast. We'll see. Slice down a wheel immediately. Losing foam from the other one. Got a shot on Hammerhead's wheel, but it didn't seem to take it out. Ooh. Slice's weapon goes so fast, you can't really see what it is. Oh. Send him off, but he's okay. Look at those power wires at the top. Get him. There's going to be a lot of foam on the arena after this match. Both down a drive wheel. Hammerhead waiting for Slice to be in just the right spot before he turns ahead. Good shot to the wheel again. Both robots, even though they only have one drive wheel, they are coming together again and again. Slice's weapons. I think the belt has come off. Ooh. Could still use hazards to his advantage, looks like. The driver of Slice has no concept of tapping out because he doesn't have to do his own repairs. One minute left in the match. More foam littering the floor. And Hammerhead now upside down and back again. Amazing. That was really cool. But does his weapon work anymore? He still has drive, 30 seconds left. I think this might come down to a judge now. I hope everybody's watching real close. Not stuck. 15 seconds. Last 10 seconds of the match. And the weapon does work. Match over. It's going to go to the judges. Let's see what they say. It's unanimous. The win goes to Hammerhead. Congratulations.
That fight went well, with Hammerhead able to disable a drive side early, which allowed me to slow the pace of the fight down and pick shots. This led to Hammerhead eventually taking out their weapon belt and winning on the judges. However, I was very scared when the back standoff was bent, so I stopped my weapon briefly before turning it on at the end of the fight. The part of the fight where Hammerhead jumped was because my weapon had clipped my own bolt and bent it 45 degrees.
Oh?
So I was going to be missing a bolt in my top plate for the rest of the event. Also, side note, Curtis had the exact reaction that I wanted when people saw Hammerhead self-right.
And Hammerhead now upside down and back again. Amazing. That was really cool.
Next up, I was against Clonetail, who's a really cool spring-powered flipper with a very durable titanium wedge on the front.
Fight, robots, fight! Into the blue corner, immediately on top of Hammerhead. Keeping the wedge pointed straight towards that weapon. Oh, not moving. Fighting very close to the red hazard. Into the middle, good hits. Trying to get around to the edge, probably not able to. Clonetail able to keep his face pointed directly at that weapon. Hammerhead lining up, spin up. Got him in the corner, see if he can make any use of this. Clonetail trying to jam that weapon up. Trying to get him on top for a flip. Kind of stuck behind that red hazard right now. Hammerhead spun back up. Lined up. Bunch of grinding on the front. No solid hits yet. Oh, that's an okay hit. Good positioning by both drivers. Clonetail flung into the wall behind the red hazard. Still able to get that wedge right where he wants it. Hammerhead, good hit on the back. Into the purple hazard. Ooh, that might have done something. Clonetail's not moving. Clonetail's getting thrown around the arena. Clonetail is barely moving. Starting the count out now. Back into the purple hazard. Whatever was on the bottom is still on the bottom, jamming up something in the wheels. That undercutter may have cut up those foamies. Oh, there we go. Clonetail is moving again. Something's dragging. That undercutter's doing its job on the back. Hammerhead throwing something into the glass with some speed. Throwing Clonetail into the corner. Able to make it out of its square. Stops the count out. Just getting bullied into the arena hazards here. Clone Tail goes the distance. The winner of the match by judges' decision is going to be Hammerhead.
In this fight, I quickly found out that I had no way of doing anything to his front wedge, but I was able to get to the back of him and take out his magnets and rip up his wheels enough to limit his traction to the point where he could barely move. I was now in the winner's bracket final against Bluebell, who had a thick TPU frame but didn't have a full wedge config, so I was gonna just try and stay pointed at them without getting thrown around.
Bluebell coming straight out of the gate. Hammerhead letting her get a running start at her. Lost one of those little wedgelets on Bluebell. Unfortunately, that's kind of the sacrifice you have to make against these undercutters. The only way to really damage them is going head first in each other. So those wedgelets, those forks are often the first to go against undercutters. There's the second one goes. Hammerhead seems to not quite sure what's wrong with one of the wheels, but it seems to be jammed up. You'll have to crab walk around. This will give Bluebell a little bit of opportunity to try and be maybe hopefully a little bit more strategic on where she hits Hammerhead. Getting some good hits there, but both bots are doing some pretty good damage to each other so far. One big part about this arena, in the corner where those spinners, oh, good hit. So regardless of losing that wheel, actually he might have gotten the function in that wheel back. Possibly not. Either way, Hammerhead's still managing the drive quite well. Being able to face his opponents, being able to make sure that weapon is facing front, not giving Bluebell any good options in terms of angles to attack from. It is there. Bluebell's still seeming to drive quite well. A lot of debris in the arena. So now he's flipped over. I would really like to see how Hammerhead's able to self-right on this. At the very least, Hammerhead's blade is angled really quite down, so won't have any issues trying to hit Bluebell when Bluebell kind of comes in there. Bluebell is really quite able to self-right herself when she gets stuck, but looks like there's a jam there. Oh, the blade comes off, so both weapons are off in the final 10 seconds. It's going to be a hard one to judge. And that's the end of the match. So with a judge's decision, the win goes to Bluebell. Congratulations, Blair.
This fight was a lot of fun, and I was holding my own for most of the fight, with the exception of my drive gearbox screws backing out, leading to a loss of a drive side and preventing me from having the drive power to self-right. Hammerhead was able to tear off the front wedgelets and fold the whole weapon assembly over, but losing my weapon blade with 10 seconds left caused me to lose a close decision. Now in the loser's bracket final, I was fighting Bob, a printed Viper kit modded to have a better ground game setup and an overhead spinner.
Bob coming straight out of the gate. Making good contact there. Both hanging out in the middle of the arena. Nice thing about Bob is nice design is that when that spinner's no. And the winner goes to Hammerhead. Congratulations, Will.
I was extremely scared when Bob decided to use his weapon backwards because it meant that he just got free hits on my frame, but due to a driving error, he went out his own push-out, leading to another win for Hammerhead. Now I was yet again trying to frantically repair before fighting Bluebell again, and after all the damage from the previous fight, I only had 4 of my 8 bolts holding my top plate, and 1 of my drive sides was intermittent from the get-go.
Bluebell coming out of the gate. Hammerhead a little bit slow to come out. Bluebell being upside down, it kind of gives Hammerhead a good chance to line up and get a good shot. Oh. Bluebell taking advantage of Hammerhead not being able to quite move. Both of his drives seem to be dead. Starting to count out now. Will's getting asked to get a hit, but gold medal match, I don't think he's going to get it. And that's a knockout. Congratulations, Bluebell.
Bluebell ended up getting a few good hits on me before I bounced off the arena hazard, which left my only good drive side down. In conclusion, the event was so much fun, and I ended up coming away with the second place finish. For the next version of Hammerhead, I'm planning on adding some sort of setup for countering verts because Hammerhead now has a record of 1-5 against verts, but a record of 10-1 against every other design. The reason for this video taking so long was because my laptop with all my video editing stuff died less than a week before Kilobots 65, and then I got really busy with school, but now that it's summer, I should be able to make many more videos. Thanks for watching.